So let us proceed. We are now with the Philippine Lemon Law. Okay, this is Republic Act number 10642. This was passed on July 15, 2014 during the time of President Noynoy Aquino. Okay, so it is an act strengthening consumer protection in the purchase of brand new motor vehicles. Okay, kaya siya sinali sa syllabus kasi this is also part of consumer protection laws. But the title, according to section 1, okay, the law will be called the Philippine Lemon Law. Okay. So, bakit lemon ang term na ginamit? Because sa US kasi, sa Amerika, ang tawag nila sa defective na kotse is lemon. Kaya ganun. So, this law is actually to protect the buyers of brand new motor vehicles against defective units. Okay, so the objective of this law is to promote full protection to the rights of consumers in the sale of motor vehicles against business and trade practices which are deceptive, unfair, or otherwise inimical to consumers in the public interest. Okay. Bakit kailangan i-protect yung rights ng consumers? Because according to the law, motor vehicle is a major part of consumer purchase kasi mas mahal kasi ang motor vehicle, so kailangan ng gobyerno proteksyonan yung mga tao para hindi masayang yung pera nila. Hence, the rights of consumers should be clearly defined, including the means of redress for violations thereof. Okay, so what the law is saying is that the government of the Philippines recognizes that people spend large amounts of money in buying vehicles, and para proteksyonan yung rights, okay, the Lemon Law was enacted, okay, giving them rights and proper procedure how to enforce those rights against business practices na unfair against the consumers. So the implementing agency for this law is the DTI, the Department of Trade and Industry. Okay. Anong coverage ng Lemon Law? Purchase of brand new motor vehicles. Take note class, ang cover lang ng batas is brand new motor vehicles. Okay? Yung mga second hand, hindi kasama dito. Okay? Kasi yung second hand naman talaga is expected na may mga defects. Okay? So, ang hindi naiwasan lang ng batas na ito is yung makabili ka ng mga defective na brand new. That is why brand new lang coverage. Okay? So, ano yung motor vehicles ang covered dito? Okay. Motor vehicles, according to the law, refers to any self-propelled four-wheeled vehicle. So, apat ang gulong that can carry passengers, which includes but is not limited to sedans, coupes, station wagons, convertibles, pickups, vans, sports SUVs, and AUVs. But excluding motorcycles, so hindi kasali ang motorcycle, delivery trucks, dump trucks, buses, road rollers, trolley cars, street sweepers, sprinklers, lawn mowers, and heavy equipment, mga bulldozer, graders, hindi kasali yan. So if you look at this, ang mga kasama na talaga dito is mga sasakyan na kotse, pickup, okay, the usual, SUV, AUV. Ito lang ang covered ng batas nito. Motorcycle, hindi kasali dito. So kung may defect ang motorcycle na binili mo, dump trucks, you go back to the civil code on damages and warranties in the contract of sales. Okay? So itong mga brand new motor vehicles na covered ng law is aside from the provisions of the civil code, dinagdagan ng ibang procedures, ibang rights through this Lemon Law. Lemon Law rights period. Okay. So yung buyer, purchaser ng brand new motor vehicle, okay, meron lang siyang period within which ang right niya under the Lemon Law can be exercised. So, ito yung period. Okay? Lemon Law rights period. 12 months after the date of delivery. Take note class, ang 12 months binibilang from the date of delivery. So, pag deliver sa iyo ng brand new vehicle, you count 12 months. Within the 12 months, okay, yan, dito mag-apply yung Lemon Law na period. Dito ka pwede mag-apply ng lemon law rights. Or your rights under the lemon law. So 12 months or, take note, or ang sinabi, or the first 20,000 kilometers of operation after such delivery whichever comes first. So if sige mo patakbo sa sasakyan mo, tumabot na ng 20,000 kilometers yung metro, kahit naka 10 months ka pa lang or 9 months, okay, tapos na yung period. Kasi or ang sinabi. 12 months from the date of delivery or 20,000 kilometers of operation after the delivery, whichever comes first. So yun yung period na bantayan mo so that you can apply lemon law. So, this shall be the period during which the consumer can report any non-conformity to the standards and specifications of the manufacturer, authorized distributor, authorized dealer, or retailer, and pursue any right as provided for under the law. Okay, so yung non-conformity ang importante dito, class. Kasi pag bibili ka ng kotse, pick up, may nakasulat yan, anong model, okay. Ang torque niyan, ang engine, gano'ng kalaki, and so on and so forth, may yan, detalyado yan. So, kung binili mo ganon, and then merong non-conform, merong sasakyan mo may defect na hindi nag-conform doon sa standard specification, pwede mo siya ireklamo. Okay? So, ano ibig sabihin ng non-conformity? The law says, it is any defect or condition that substantially impairs the use, value, or safety of the brand new vehicle which prevents it from conforming to the manufacturer's or distributor standards or specification which cannot be repaired. So, non-conformity. Ito yung ibig sabihin. Defect siya. Defect. So, brand new, may defect, may non-conformity. Exclusion, hindi kasali sa non-conformity, itong mga ito. Non-compliance by the consumer of the obligations under the warranty. Kung yung purchaser mismo, yung consumer mismo, na hindi nag-comply doon sa obligation under the warranty at tapos may nasira yung sasakyan, hindi ka pwede mag-claim ng non-conformity. Okay. Then, modifications not authorized by the manufacturer, distributor, authorized dealer, or retailer. May mga iba kasing bumili ng bagong kotse tapos ipa-modify, palagyan ng spoiler, palagyan ng kung ano-ano. Tapos hindi siya authorized. Tapos may nasira sa sasakyan, hindi kasali yan sa pwede ireklamo. Okay? Kasi kasalanan mo bakit ka nag-modify ng hindi autorizado. Number 3, abuse or neglect of the brand new vehicle. So if you are a consumer who abuses the vehicle or neglects your vehicle, tapos may nasira, hindi yun kasama sa magiging claim. Hindi yun pwede i-reklamo kasi kasalanan ng consumer yun. Number 4, damage to the vehicle due to accident or force majeure. Oh, okay. So, hindi ito yung fortuitous event. No person shall be held liable for fortuitous event. That is why hindi mo pwede yung damage na galing sa accident or force majeure, hindi mo pwede i-claim sa dealer because hindi niya naman kasalanan yun. So excluded ito, class ha. Dito kasali sa pwede sa magiging claim later on ng consumer. Repair attempts. Okay, bumili ka ng bagong sasakyan, may sira, may defect. Ipa-repair mo muna doon sa binilhan mo. Sabi ng batas, at least 4 separate repair attempts. At least, ang sinabi at least ha, pwede 5 beses, pwede 6, pero hindi pwede 3 kasi ang requirement 4 separate attempts. Okay? Doon mo lang siya ipa-repair sa binilhan mo because the law says must be with the same manufacturer, doon ka na for the same complaint. The same yung ginareklamo, the same manufacturer. So, bili ka ng bagong sasakyan, nasira, pa-repair mo doon sa the same manufacturer, distributor, authorized dealer na binilhan mo. Okay? Next, nasira na naman, pareho ang sira. Padalhin mo naman the same manufacturer for the same complaint. Third time, ganun pa rin, yun pa rin ang sira, balik mo. Fourth time, ibalik mo. Okay? So, naka-4 na, sira pa rin. The same complaint. Okay? This is the only time that the consumer may invoke his rights under the law. Okay, so pagbigyan mo muna ng 4 times ang binilhan mo to repair the brand new vehicle bago ka maka-invoke ng rights mo under the lemon law. Okay? So itong 4 attempts na ito na repair must be within the 12-month period na binigay ng batas. Okay, so 4 na beses naayos na, hindi na bumalik yung sakit. Di wala na, wala nang other procedure involved kasi naayos nila. Pag naayos nila, hindi ka na pwede mag mag-invoke na ngayon ng lemon law. Because the requirement of the law is at least 4 separate attempts. Okay, so nakaapat na, sira pa rin. So this is the time na pwede ka na mag-invoke ng rights mo under the lemon law. So paano yung notice? Isulat dapat in writing. You notify yung binilhan mo, either the manufacturer, distributor, authorized dealer, or retailer about your complaint and your intention to invoke your right under the lemon law. Okay? So, yung notice doon sa binilhan mo must be in writing. Hindi pwede text, call. Okay, must be in writing. Not necessarily notarized. Hindi naman sinabi ng batas na notarized. Basta must be in writing. Ibig sabihin, sulatan mo. Simple English lang. Dear so and so. Okay, notify mo ng problema and then I have the intention to invoke my right under the lemon law. Lagyan mo ng date. Tapos, pa-receive mo sa kanya. And then, naka-notify ka na. Paano mag-avail ng lemon law rights? Okay, ito yung procedure. Take note class, this must be within the 12-month period or yung 20,000 kilometer na within the 20,000 kilometers na takbo ng sasakyan. Within that period. Ang tawag doon, lemon law right period. Okay, so the procedure, number 1. Tapos, ito procedure will only be started kapag tapos na yung 4 attempts at repair, tapos nag-notify ka na in writing, tapos ito na. Number 1. Okay, after the filing, the notice of availment, the consumer shall bring the vehicle, of course, dalhin mo doon, for a final attempt to repair. So, 5th time. 5th na, pang-5 na to. Okay? Last chance to repair. Final attempt. Bigyan mo pala ng last chance. Final attempt. Pang-5 na ito, pang-5. Number 2. To compensate. So, habang yung pang-5 na attempt, yung final attempt to repair, habang ginagawa yon, sabi ng batas, okay, yung binilhan mo, manufacturer, distributor, authorized dealer, or retailer, yung binilhan mo, dapat bigyan ka ng allowance pang daily transportation. Kasi wala kang sasakyan eh. Kasalanan nila wala kang sasakyan. Or, vehicle. Service vehicle mo habang inaayos yung sasakyan mo. Now, how much yung daily allowance mo? Depende sa inyong sabot. According to your place, destination, and vice versa. Equivalent to taxi fare as evidenced by OR. So, depende sa sabot. As agreed upon by the parties. Okay? Pero, ang magpili kung ang ibigay sa iyo is service vehicle or transportation allowance, ang magpili is ang binilhan mo, hindi ikaw. Take note, naka-underline, yung choice whether to give you transportation allowance or service vehicle will be choice ng manufacturer, distributor, authorized dealer, or retailer. Okay. Halimbawa, hindi kayo mag-agree kung ano, magkano, kung anong bigyan ka ba vehicle or transportation allowance, okay, pwede kayong magpunta sa DTI para ang DTI ang mag-settle sa matter. Number 3, procedure. Habang naayos na yung sasakyan mo for the final attempt. Number 3, after the final attempt, syempre, ibalik sa iyo yung sasakyan. If the vehicle is not returned, nasa iyo na, hindi mo binalik within 30 days, ibig sabihin, it is deemed, the repair is deemed successful. Hindi ka na pwede magreklamo. Okay, so bantayan mo within 30 days. Itong 30 days na to class, itong after the final attempt, inayos nila, naayos naman, okay, binalik sa'yo, you have 30 days to determine kung talagang naayos. Okay. After 30 days, hindi ka na dapat pwede magreklamo because the motor vehicle is deemed, the repair thereof is deemed successful. Okay? Okay. In 30 days, bilangin from the date of notice to release of the vehicle to the consumer. So pagbigay sa iyo ng sasakyan after the final attempt, naayos nila for 30 days, tumakbo. After 30 days, hindi ka na pwede magreklamo because the repair is deemed successful. Okay. Sir, paano kung yung 5th attempt hindi talaga maayos? Huwag ka na maghintay ng 30 days. Magreklamo ka na agad. Okay? 30 days is binibilang lang if the final attempt naayos nila, then ibalik kayo yung sasakyan, itising ng 30 days. Okay. Within 30 days, nasira na naman. O yun, natuloy-tuloy na yung procedure. Number 4 ka na. Okay? Pero pag final attempt, sira talaga, hindi ka na mag-count ng 30 days. Proceed ka na sa 4th procedure. Number 4, anong dapat gawin? In the event that the non-competition still exists or persists after the 30-day period but still within the lemon law right period, the consumer may be allowed to avail the remedies under the law. Okay, ito, number 4. Binalik sa iyo yung sasakyan. Ginamit mo for 30 days, okay naman. Tapos naglampas na 30 days, 31 days, 32 days. Doon pa siya nasira sa 31, 31st, 32nd, or 33, and so on and so forth. Doon na nasira. Ang sabi ko kanina, hindi ka na pwede magreklamo. Pero sabi ng batas, kapag ka hindi pa natapos yung 12-month period, yung lemon law rights period, or yung 20,000 na kilometers, kahit daw naglampas na ng 30 days, basta hindi pa natapos ang 12-month period, hindi pa natapos yung 20,000 kilometer na takbo ng sakyan, pwede ka pa rin daw magreklamo. Okay, so ito yung exception sa number 3. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kapag ka nag-last attempt na, inayos nila for the 5th time, final chance, na inayos na, naayos naman, binalik sa'yo, bantayan mo within 30 days. After 30 days, lampas na rin ang 12-month period, tapos nakasubra ka na ng 20,000 kilometers sa takbo, hindi ka na pwede magreklamo. Okay? Ito, pwede ka lang magreklamo after 30 days if hindi pa tapos yung 12-month period, hindi pa tapos yung 20,000 kilometers. Okay? So, make this number 4 as an exception to number 3. Okay, number 5. Tuloy-tuloy na tayo. In case of non-conformity, sira talaga. Okay? Final attempt. Inayos, sira pa rin. Balik dito ka na. Dito ka na sa number 5. You may now file a complaint before the DTI. Okay, so number 5. Sa number 5 class, pwede ka na mag-file ng reklamo sa DTI. Okay, so ang unang situation dyan is, sa final attempt na to repair, hindi talaga ma-repair, pwede ka na magreklamo kagad sa DTI without waiting for the 30-day period. Bakit mo pa hintayin 30 days? Sira na nga. Diba? The second scenario is, naayos nila for the final attempt, naayos nila. Then after, before natapos ang 30 days, sira pa rin, then you can complain sa DTI. Third scenario, okay, lampas na ng ninayos nila for final attempt, binalik sa iyo, ginamit mo 30 days, wala naman nasira. Pagka 31 days, nasira na naman. Pero hindi pa tapos yung 12-month period ng lemon law rights or yung 20,000 kilometer, pwede ka pa rin magreklamo sa DTI, sabi ng batas. Okay, take note of those 3 scenario. Okay, hindi ka na pwede magreklamo is lampas na ang 12-month period. So, pwede ka na magreklamo sa DTI. Number 6. Okay, after hearing sa DTI, ang DTI in this case para siyang court, pero hindi siya court. Siya lang binigay ng trabaho na i-determine kung ano ba talaga ang totoo. If the DTI finds na totoong may non-conformity, totoong sira yung sasakyan, okay, the DTI said lemon talaga yung sasakyan, ano ang pwede gawin ng DTI? DTI will direct the manufacturer, distributor, or retailer, yung binilhan mo, to either replace the motor vehicle with a similar or comparable motor vehicle in terms of specification and values subject to availability, or pili lang, ang DTI ang magpili ha, accept the return, sabihan niyo yung dealer mo, i-accept mo yung pagbalik ng return yung sasakyan, and then you pay the consumer the purchase price plus damages. Okay, so ito magiging decision ng DTI, pili sila. If after hearing, nakita nila na talagang lemon yung sasakyan. Na case the consumer decides to purchase another vehicle with a higher value, sabi ng customer, ay ayaw ko ng unit na yan kasi sira pala. Yung ano na lang, yung mas mahal. Okay, pwede yun. Basta bayaran mo yung difference in price. Okay? Balik mo yung sira na sasakyan, bilhin mo bagong sasakyan ng ibang model, pero yung difference sa price is bayaran mo. Ang hindi sinabi sa batas is halimbawa ang gusto mo yung mas mura na sasakyan. Walang sinabi ang batas doon. Hindi yan nila naisip siguro sa Congress. Okay, ayaw mo yung model ng binili mo kasi sira-sira, so bilhin mo na lang bagong sasakyan na mas mura. So what do you think will be the consequence there? O, di opinion na lang kasi walang sinabi ang batas eh. Opinion na lang, balik ka sa civil code. Sino ba may kasalanan? Eh di yung nagbenta o tapos yung nakuha ng sasakyan na bago is mas mura. O sabi sa batas, sa civil code, no person shall be unjustly enriched at the expense of another. So yung kulang, dapat bayaran ng retailer. Pero pwede niya rin sabihin na, hindi wala yung sinabi sa batas. Hindi, magkaso kayo dun sa court para ang court magsabi kung ano ang dapat na gawin doon. In both cases, whether nagpa-replace ka or nag-purchase ka ng iba, the reasonable allowance for the use shall be deducted in determining the value of the non-conforming motor vehicle. Okay, sabi ng batas, yung paggamit mo ng sasakyan, may value din yun. Computing yun ng DTI, tapos i-minus doon sa in favor of yung binilhan mo. Okay, minus yung value. Kasi yung paggamit mo daw, may value din yun. So yun, i-minus yun sa value ng motor vehicle. Okay, so kung nagpa-refund ka ng motor vehicle, i-minus yung allowance dun sa paggamit. Okay. Kung nag-repurchase ka naman ng mas higher na sasakyan, bayaran mo yung difference in price, plus bayaran mo rin yung paggamit mo ng dating sasakyan because nakasulat sa batas yun. Computin yun ng DTI. Kung paano computin yun ng DTI, problema na yan ng DTI. Sabi sa batas, DTI pwede mapatulong sa ibang government agency or private individuals para matulungan mag-compute. Number 7, in case naman na mali yung consumer, tama yung retailer, okay, sabi ng batas, the DTI should direct the consumer to reimburse the manufacturer, distributor, authorized dealer, or retailer the cost incurred by the latter in validating the consumer's complaints. So, baliktad naman, if talo yung consumer, panalo yung binilhan. Okay? Yung consumer naman ang orderan ng DTI na bayaran yung dealer, retailer, kung ano yung mga nagastos nila sa pag-entertain ng complaints mo at sa pag-ayos ng mga nasira. Sabi mo sira, hindi naman. Okay? Kunwari, after hearing, sabi ng DTI, ibalik yung sasakyan, palitan ng bago, or i-refund. So, yung sasakyan na yun, pwede ibenta ulit no dealer, retailer. Pero, sabi ng batas, dapat i-disclose. Okay? Pag i-resell, pag binenta ulit ng dealer, authorized dealer, distributor, manufacturer, or retailer, so dapat i-disclose, sabihan niya yung next purchaser na dati na yung binalik sa kanya. Number 2, kung ano yung naging cost or yung non-conformity. Number 3, kung anong condition ng vehicle at the time of the transfer from to the manufacturer, distributor, or dealer. So, i-ano niya pa rin para walang, kasi nga, ang Lemon Law is also to protect the people from unjust na mga practices ng mga nagbebenta ng brand new sakyan. Baka kasi magbenta sila ng mga brand new kuno pero dati nang sira-sira na binalik lang sa kanila. So sabi ng batas, okay, the manufacturer, distributor, authorized dealer or retailer kapag ka nag-resell sila ng sakyan na binalik lang sa kanila, dapat they should inform in writing, nakasulat ko, disclose in writing to the next purchaser of the same vehicle and the fact na it was returned to them previously, the anong nature ng conformity ng cost ng return, and yung condition ng motor vehicle. Okay? So, para walang lamangan. Kung ikaw naman nakabili ng brand new vehicle tapos hindi ka sinabihan nung nabilhan mo na resale pala yun, pwede ka magreklamo sa DTI. Okay? Bakit daw lemon ang tawag? Okay, binabasa ako. Because getting a lemon is never a fun experience. Kasi nga, maasim ang lemon. Unless gawin mo siyang lemonade. So, kaya siguro tinawag na lemon yung mga peking sasakyan because if you buy a brand new car tapos sira-sira, it will never be a fun experience. Okay? So, that is the end of our lemon law discussion.